TV, and you're pumping out videos day to day. How's that going?
It's been going well. I got some Skylanders Imaginators videos. I put up a video with Lou from Skylanders today, a couple vlogs, a couple gameplay. That's the only thing I put up so far. I'm a Skylander guy today.
Yeah, cool. And so you've seen Imaginators, I think you said?
Yeah, I played some Skylanders Imaginators, played a little bit of Lego Dimensions, Titanfall 2, Battlefield 1. Those are like the 4 things I've messed with so far.
And so what do you think of Imaginators? Because I guess you were at a reveal event of some sort, and you saw it there, but have you had hands-on with it now?
This is the first time I had hands-on. It was pretty good. It seems like the same engine that we've seen before, like graphically and stuff. Doesn't seem too different. Having the ability to create characters seems pretty cool. In the little booth they have, not a booth, but like the meeting room, there's like some paintings that like Iwee from Toys for Bob, like some of his creations that he made, like the style of Skylanders, and it was interesting to see what a real developer for Skylanders would be making with like the engine of the creation crystal engine, whatever we're calling it, the creating the Imaginators.
Yeah, because it feels like that's what they've done. They've sort of handed over the developers' tools. They obviously made them a bit simpler, but we're getting our hands on sort of the nuts and bolts of Skylanders, really.
Yeah. I'm going to try and make a Grim Reaper with like black, with eyes and a hood, and like a snake tail. And I'm conceptualizing my figure that I'm going to try and make. So don't steal my idea. That's if you see a snake Grim Reaper, that's me.
I know it's yours.
Yeah. What about you? Do you have any ideas conceptualizing yet?
Well, I think that it's nice getting villains as proper physical toys. We were talking earlier with Jason and the guys about what villains they'd like to see. I was saying I would like to see Glumshanks. I'm not sure if that's very likely.
Yeah. Well, he's kind of an in-between villain. He's like sometimes good, sometimes bad.
Yeah, a sort of henchman. But he'd be great as a figure. And also Pinata was one that Jason suggested, and I think that's a nice one. Do you have any villains you'd like to see come back in toy form?
It's a Chaos, I think, would be my number one. Yeah, if they made a Chaos figure.
We had a trophy, didn't we, last year? Yeah, but obviously not an actual figure.
Yeah, we gave them Trap, a trophy. Now all we need is that Skylander, the Chaos villain. Something I have noticed now that I've kind of played it is the less Eon and like Flynn and like some of the AI characters we've gotten. It seems like they've incorporated some of the Skylanders as like the storytellers, and I'm thinking, well, I wonder if Eon's going to have those iconic like phrases or things or not, or him and Flynn are just taking a break this year. I don't know.
We can't have a Skylanders game without Flynn and without Eon, can we?
Yeah, I mean, they've got to be in there, but it's really weird to see like Eruptor or Jetpack kind of narrating a level, taking the place of sort of like Flynn or Callie or Eon. That's the only thing that's I'm like seeing right out of the gate.
And so with Skylanders, some people would say it's more of a kids game. But is it a game that you play for yourself as well as covering it? Did you play it to death as well?
I like the grinding aspect. Like the first 3 games were really great for finding like little areas of the levels where there's like a lot of gold, there are a lot of villains, and just kind of like leveling up, grinding, and then making videos and having people watching them.
It's always fun.
Yeah, that's a big plus. Reading the comments, sort of seeing what people want to see and do. I can't even imagine with Imaginators. Like I'm going to do like live streaming. And I'm just going to be like, okay, what kind of face should I use? What kind of body? What kind of weapon? And try and have some sort of community building, experience.
Yeah. You sort of Twitch builds Skylanders.
Well, I live stream on YouTube though, so but I'm sure people would be on Twitch also doing that as well.
I was making reference to that because there was a Twitch place, Pokemon, wasn't there?
Oh, that's the Pokemon,
where the whole community was doing it. I was wondering if you could do the same thing for Imaginators.
We're gonna outdo that. Yeah. All the Portal Masters, we're gonna rise above and outdo that Pokemon thing now.
Yeah, what's Pokemon?
Yeah.
So also, we've got it right here, Lego Dimensions behind us.
There it is, crazy WB booth.
Yeah. And so, have you seen much of the Dimensions?
I've seen like some of the trailers. I think it's really interesting, all the 80s properties that they're bringing. I'm like, wow, do kids even know like Gremlins or Mr. T and stuff like that?
Yeah, I've got lots of commenters on my channel saying, yeah, I watched the A-Team and I'm like 8 years old. I don't know, there's not been a relaunch, is there? They mean the original, do they?
It's like a movie, I think.
Oh, maybe that's it.
I think there was like a movie maybe 5 years ago. Yeah. They had the 21 Jump Street movie, A-Team. I think there's been a few of those, and now we're going to get the Ghostbusters relaunch. I played a little of the four-player local co-op, and I played as Jake from Adventure Time the dog, and I wasn't like, it was a short demo, wasn't really blown away with it. It was kind of like capture the flaggy or area or something like that. It was a little weird. I wasn't like, oh my god, this is the next big thing.
Yeah.
But I think the properties that they all have are cool. I mean, Beetlejuice, every 80s thing that I grew up with is in there, it seems.
Yeah, I like the idea of the split screen battles, but I'd love to see that in the main game. I imagine it's too hard to do, but to be able to play 4 players in the main Lego game is something I've been sort of wanting to do for a long time. Do you think that's likely?
Yeah, well, the ultimate thing would be, online, or something, which is what we all are hoping and praying with Skylanders too. But yeah, I don't have 4-player, I don't have 4 controllers, I don't have 3 friends that can come over. So if you guys live in LA, come over and we'll play some Lego Dimensions, brawling.
And do you have a favourite of these new franchises? They've just announced the new sort of 16. Any of those stick out?
Oh, for the Lego Dimensions?
The Lego Dimensions, yeah.
Gosh, it's all a blur.
I quite like Gremlins and the Goonies.
Goonies? Yeah, Goonies. I guess we haven't seen like the Powerpuff Girls much at all yet, and I'm not the biggest Powerpuff person, but because I haven't seen them yet, and they're really cartoony and fun, and it's a female property, I'd be kind of curious to see like how that looks, in the game.
So I didn't know anything about them. In fact, so little that I pronounced it Powderpuff.
Yes.
Which everyone on YouTube is now telling me how wrong I am.
It's we Andy and I, we don't get a lot of sleep. Sometimes we need a little of that powder puff to keep us awake at night.
Yeah, cool. So anything else? What's up next on Coin Up? You started a second channel, I think. How's that going?
I don't really do much on the second channel. It's mostly that was like a year ago. I was trying to break off.
I'm lagging behind.
Yeah. It's good to have, if you're on YouTube or Twitch or whatever, have one channel. It makes it a little easier for everybody. Just been live streaming a lot every day at 12 o'clock Pacific Coast time, 3 o'clock Eastern. I don't know what that is in the UK. Is that
3
around
3 p.m. is it?
3 p.m. Eastern.
So we're I think at 7